Before the dawn of the sun, I keep my eye on the moon. Taking off on latitude like the witch on the broom. Flying balloon, solar disc rising over lagoon. Bending a spoon, God is thought a symbol of the baboon. Do you remember the book of Hezekiah in the Bible? Where it talks about the prophet of God who was once ushered in spirit to a realm where he saw the chariot with its wheels burning with fire. The key word there is chariot. And to those who have traversed across the Hindu mysticism, particularly with the Hindu religious main book, the Bhagavad Gita, which retains an extract that also mentions this servant of Lord Krishna, Arjuna, who was made to board the chariot of Arjuna as the warrior to Arjuna. Again there, the word is chariot. Greetings, greetings, greetings. Welcome back to this space called the House of Tehuti. And today we will be looking at the matters of the heart, heart affairs, not only just the physical cardiovascular region of the physical heart, with its own apex facing the left side. Not only that, but also the toric field, the toric field in which the heart was made in. When I'm talking about the toric field, especially to those who are not familiar with the torus shape, the toric field basically is this torus shape in a form of an apple. So it's an energy. We're talking about the multitude grid or grid lines of the energy emanating from the inner bioelectricity, because we are electromagnetic beings, meaning it's a work of negative and positive, the feminine spark and the masculine spark, so this energy emanates into different directions. It moves like outwardly and also comes inwardly. It moves like outwardly, it also comes in inwardly. So like in the space where there's now grid lines or meet, they form a vortex, and then in the body, particularly the place where these energy grid lines meet, it is but the heart. So at our gestation, it was the heart that was formed, way before the formation of the brain. So I don't know, some of us have read the book by Kev, named the heart is the seat of the soul, which is true, because now with the like the multitude functionings of the brain can be the seat of an ego, and we know go to the constant battle, or to human evolution, pertains to the battle of the two polarities, the yin and the yang, both wolves are already within. So we are electromagnetic beings, etheric beings, we know to this physical body, which hosts now the physical heart with the ventricles pumping in the blood, and also out the blood is still the work of electromagnetism, the two poles. So this physical body, as an emanation of other etheric bodies within us, there is a variety of other bodies. So from the etheric plane, we have a layout of the meridian chakra system, as we know. So these chakra systems, basically, they download messages from other, interdimensional planes of either of spirit, of consciousness, of awareness, this cosmic awareness. So the chakra systems, we know, go to the mainly there are 7, but we got more than 7 chakras. So mainly with the ones that lies on the etheric spinal cord, which is called the Tritrini. The Tritrini in Sanskrit, the Tritrini holds these meridian points, as they are, portrayed, being 7. So the first 3 ones at the lower part, they represent the base living, the materialistic living, food, pleasure, you know, eroticism, you know, romanticism, you know, drinking, you know, just like, you know, materialistic life, you know what I mean, our mortality. And then the upper ones, starting now from the fourth one. I get it from the base. You know, we have the base one, you have the sacral, and you have the solar plexus. You have also following this the solar plexus. That's where now you leave the one that's associated with the base living, well, like the mortality, and then that's where now you get to leap to a region, the green region, yeah, of this energy vortex. That's why the heart chakra is usually portrayed with the color green, and the frequency of the color green is 528. That is the only frequency capable of repairing or healing a DNA system. Yeah, so the heart chakra, you know, is designated to green color. Yeah, why is that? That's because now the heart is the center region where the energy grid line meets. Remember, I said these energy grid lines, they move like in from, you know, inward, you know, I'm sorry, move from inward, yes, outward, and then inward again, you know. So where they meet, like that, the region is but the heart region. Yeah, well, so the heart region serves as a measure, as the combiner of both the lower self and the higher self. So the other upper chakras, they pertinent now to our inner spiritual potentialities, you know, talking about your telekinesis, the access to intuition, the access to clairvoyance, and all other, you know, hyper communicative systems, you know, that we have with universe, or other domains to universe. So it's also about the densities, you know, the dimensions, you know, how we navigate upwards of dimensions. So the lower chakra system, they concerns like the lower base dimensions. You 1, 2, 3 Ds. As we get to now be taken to the threshold of the heart region, which is the green vortex of the etheric body. And it's when now we get to open up ourselves into higher spiritual potentialities, you know what I mean? And then which is, you know, much more helpful for spiritual downloads from other higher parallel planes. Yeah, so the heart region is a storage, serves as a memory bank, you know, where now our karmic, you know, our karmic data is being deposited, you know, before the, you know, etheric chemicals, it transports them to the ethers, you know. Once they register to the ethers, then the ether will deposit them in turn into the source, you know, because we are the source, you know, from the spiritual realm that have, you know, devoluted into the physical plane of, you know, time and space. So now with the heart is the one that combines the lower and the upper region. Yeah, but, it is also um, re- retaining the mandala of these two interlocking tetrahedrons, yeah, well, which is also in what we know as the trigeminals mathematics, you know, another branch of algebra, you know. So the two interlocking of the triangles, or rather tetrahedrons, you know, forms in algebra what we know as the exceptional Lie algebra G2, you know, consisting of you know, the roots, you know, the square roots, you know, having an angle of pi system, you know, that appears twice in both root systems. Yeah, well. So the two angles interlocking, forming a hexagon. Yeah, well, so this hexagon is the heart center of our planet, heart center of the universe. It is the basis of any, you know, chemical molecular structure out there. Well, it is the heart, you know, of everything, of any genome, of any genetical makeup or engineering. Yeah, well, so why? Because now the heart now is the seat of the soul, as the book of Ukerezuke once pointed out. The heart is the seat of the soul. The heart, as a green, a vortex or field of the energy, the 0 point field of the energy, is measured in a frequency of 528, the only frequency or energy that can repair or restore DNA, designated to color green. When you check now, on the earth terrain, the whole earth is covered in color green. Consider the vastness of the vegetation. Color green is the healing color. Yeah, it is what sustains us. It is the chlorophyll. Therefore it is the ether. From space in the color black, when it's here in the space-time, ultraviolet light reflected as color green. Either can be color blue as well. Either is the substratum, from where everything else have emanated. Yeah, so this green vortex, serves as this motherly, nurturing figure or divine figure, divine goddess, the goddess mother. You understand that embraces everything on the animated spectrum of the universe with love, nurturing, caring. The earth, we refer to the earth as Mother Earth. You understand, and we know the earth is a valuable asset. From which we get fed, we get to be fed, we get to be clothed, sheltered, medicated, whatnot. So this earth field basically is located now rightfully, at the heart center of the universe, from the chakra system, laying in the God body. So today, I was fortunate enough basically to go to a credo moto, and I spoke to Untatele Boselo, who supervises now the sacred site of Ikalenda, but it was created by the late Mkulu, late Sanose, the Honorable, the great Ndate Credo Moto. So I would like us to dive and delve, and carefully listen to what Ndate Selo have, pointed out, so check it out.
Back to the Mother Nature herself. That is why musicians, when they sing, that's marimba. Remember 54 states? Women that will be bring into the village. When you check our African dance, isiZulu, you are here. All African dance, it starts first on the ground. isiSotho, you can go down. When you kick, you come down. isiXhosa, everything is on the floor. You go to Western Africa, anything, yes, it goes to the ground first. Acknowledge and remember before you can allow. So on the 16th, we, the ones who carry the light of the coming generation, the artists, we are coming together to embrace and resonate with the earth and the ground, so that our ancestors can awaken.
Talking about the ground, right now, as now we are at the season where now everything here bloom, with the vernal equinox, signaling the spring equinox.
Yes. The
so they are the first fruits.
The first harvest of the year.
We are going to see and yes. So njengoba ngibheke everything now turning into greenery again. I've checked when we talk about the chakra system in the spiritual body, or rather the etheric body of Mundu, particularly chakra system is ascribed to the color green. And the mangibheka umhlaba singasho ukuthi the whole globe that is covered by color green when you can consider vegetation. And I want to ask you, is there a link with the eye that is in the heart vortex, and that heart vortex is ascribed to the color green? And you say it, from
if you look at the man, now we speak about the man. Everything
that motherly
it starts here.
Essence,
That is why even when you see him from the time, they never say hi. Powerful exercise, the dog in the flock. But it comes from the thing deep down in your bowels.
In the the dark,
the darkness, the
dark
bowl.
chamber, yeah.
It's a bowl. That's make sure that it takes you up, it takes you down, it balances you. Greenness, harmony. That is why when you feel pain, it hits right here. Not the heart is not, no.
Yeah.
It's only shifting on the left hand side because of I am left-handed.
Yeah.
I'm a creator.
Yeah.
I'm a God himself. As they say, I am a God. I've got a goddess. I'm Osa. I'm Umbusheli. I awaken the things which is the nature itself.
Yes.
It goes for represents love,
Love, energy,
harmony. That is why the color that you wear as a human being are very much important. Don't just the color, you just wear colors because of the wearing colors. You cannot go to an interview wearing black.
Yeah.
You cannot go to wear blue.
Yeah.
You cannot go to the hospital or clinic wearing black. That's why the doctors they wear white and it's very much important you connect with the land. Speaking about the gods, where it's everything, it's more like saying, I wanted to say, this is the cleaner part of it. This is what everything is. This is what everything. When you love, when everything you feel it here before it goes. When we speak about unembeza, you touch the cleaner part of it, the life of it, the love of it. When you feel dull, wear green to entice and energize you.
Yeah, to energize yourself. Yeah.
There are two things. They say that, but the land represents the mother. No. The soil, the rock, it represents the father. That's the masculine. That is why it's so hard. Stubborn, just like the man. The green, the nature, the grass and everything, the softness, they represent the feminine energy. They combine.
So
just
the combination
like
of
combination.
makes
That is why today we can no longer connect with it. They took our soul away by introducing what? I'm sorry, guys. You have a soul. They remove your soul. It's a shoe. What do we call this?
A soul.
Are you connected anymore with the ground? No more. Impande zakho, your roots are no longer
You're no longer grounded.
charging. After removing your shoes for the whole day, when you start walking in the soil, but mainly in the soil, what is the energy there? Then you move from there, you go to the grass.
Yeah.
When you come out of there, you could tell that you are alive.
Yeah.
Because of now, you have grounded yourself.
Yeah.
That is where African women are the only human beings in the soil. When they are pregnant, they learn for the soil.
Yeah, true.
Umntwana makedlala uthandani inhlabathi. Keep away from the soil. No, leave the child.
That is of a prerogative.
That is where it comes from.
Yeah.
That thing, it connects with it because of that is a origin. The two, the mother, the eye, the four eye. In fact, they are not four.
Fascinating stuff. Very, 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 very powerful, you know. Leo is such a wise man, you know, like very articulative, you know, and so assertive, you know, and he's a man of humor indeed, you know. So we give thanks for that sort of a revelation indeed, you know, what I, you know, grasp, you know, from what, you know, he said is that now the system have, you know, went out all of its way to condition the world actually to cling into this notion when you talk about the godhood, you know, now that is the domain of, you know, the masculinity. Only the masculine figure fits the equation, and then sort of like they tended to repudiate basically the feminine figure, you know, but we refer to this earth as our home, and we allude to this earth as Mother Earth. So I don't know how and when along the line, you know, this feminine energy, this feminine essence, you know, was said to be, you know, at the back seat, you know, to take the back seat, you know. But now, according to the template of creation, we can tell we are living in the space-time world that is catalyzed by duality. So both of these polarity, they complement each other, because within the, you know, framework of spirituality, we know both poles, they were not meant to be diametrically, you know, in oppositions, but they were meant to complement each other, as the right side of the brain should, support or complement the left hemisphere of the brain. How a woman should be complementary to a man, and vice versa, likewise. And the cold, the hot, the up, the down, the bad, the good, us, them, it's a world of, equality, so both of these extremities, they are worth living equally, both yin and yang needs to be put at equilibrium, so now the heart, as I said earlier on the aforementioned segment, which the heart serves as the combiner, because that's the center. It combines the lower realm and the upper realm, so it is of most vitality to see to it which we keep the heart at peace, at serenity, keep the heart away from lower vibratory frequencies of anger, jealousy, unforgiveness, grudge, bad motives, stress, frustrations, because as we are in microcosms, the power of thoughts, the power of the intellect, and also our emotions, they are the fundamental, receptors, and also in turn as superconductors, that consist of the generative mechanisms of creating. The thought is always creating, the emotions are always feeling, so bearing these feels and these, flesh of like series of my thoughts, one is ought to stop for a while and smell the roses, and make the connection within the inner archetypal, spirit elements, like make the connection, the crucial interconnection with the etheric body, connect with the chakras, in order to access these inner potentialities within us, because we are the gods and we are the goddesses within, but now plunged within the thickness of the oblivion, the states of forgetfulness, where we identify ourselves in an individual manner, that is to be, at the verge where we have allowed ourselves, to be stripped away from the collective, the collective consciousness, because we are the God, in singularity of a manifestation, but now have also descended in this world of time and space, to manifest in plurality of a manifestation. There's one singular God that have taken different manifest, via densities, and different dimensions, in that process of manifestation. So particularly as we are the spirits, having human experience, the heart is the vehicle, to carry us from the lower selves up to the higher potentiality, the heart is that chariot, that's Hezekiah, that's Lord Arjuna, were made to board in order to navigate it through the upper realms of infinity and spiritual potentiality. So with that divine right ordained to a microcosm, the ability to access this green vortex, that can repair and heal DNA with the 528 frequency. It is crucial that we make a connection, to the etheric body where the meridian system of our chakras lie, and sort of like activate that green vortex, because now it is the threshold that we need to, pass through in order for us to navigate the infinite divinity of the godhood, of the goddesshood within. It's all within. The very first law amongst the seven principles of Jehudi is mentalism. It starts with the mind. So we got two minds. We got the emotional mind, and we also have the intellectual mind, and we need to put these at equilibrium, at equipose, you know, by all means necessary, you know, for our own, you know, evolutionary process. We're about to continue, go forth. Yeah, well, so yeah, let us keep the heart protected from lower negative vibratory, and let us turn the heart, you know, fertilize the heart into be this fertile soil where we cultivate the energies of love, you know, forgiveness, you know, kindness, continuity, you know, vigor, you know, compassion, and most importantly, empathy. You know, empathy is prerequisite to our, you know, emotional intelligence, you know, that needs to, you know, balance our, you know, intellect, you know, our IQs. So yeah, keep the heart clean. You know, the seat of the soul is the heart. We know what's in the journey of life is pertinent to, you know, the womb. You know, the womb, the traversing from the womb to the tomb, and we know what's after the tomb. It is the heart that will be placed, that will be eventually placed on the scales of my heart, not the liver, not the spleen, not your tooth, not your, you know, but the heart. You understand that? Because the heart serves as a storage that retains the karmic deeds you want to be deposited to the chemicals that will now later transport, you know, everything into the ethers. Once it registers to the ethers, and then it all gets to be Before the dawn of the sun, I keep my eye on the moon, taking off on latitude like the witch on the broom, flying balloon, solar disc rising over lagoon, bending a spoon, God is thought a symbol of the baboon, man is sky crazy.